Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to discuss the topic as to if it's acceptable to use the words honey and sweetie in your day-to-day vocabulary. I had never given it a second thought until here recently. I was at work and it was a little busy. I was taking care of every customer in the best order that I possibly could. And this one woman, I addressed her. I made the comment something along the lines like, "Sweetie, I'll be with you in just one moment." Well, she did not appreciate that, and she proceeded to give me an earful how I am not her sweetie, and it was extremely unprofessional of me, so she asked to talk to my manager, and I let her. She gave him an earful as well. But he never addressed me on this situation, and it had me bothered for the rest of the day, so I started thinking, do I really use those words that often? Do people really find it offensive? And I felt bad that the woman was offended by me calling her sweetie. And I was also embarrassed that I upset her, and she felt the need to call me out and correct me on that. So I decided at that point, I'm going to try to make a better conscious effort not to use the words honey and sweetie. Now, unfortunately, over the weekend, my son and I had went out to lunch with a few friends that Saturday. And this place was extremely busy due to all the basketball games that were taking place. When the waitress came over to take our order, I apologized to her if I was holding her up, but I was torn between two items on the menu, and I wanted her suggestion. She squat down beside me and said, "Darling, you're not holding me up at all. This is my job, and that is what I'm here for." She proceeded to go over both dishes, and I ordered one of the ones she had recommended. And I'm glad I did. It was really good, and I'll definitely get it again. When she left the table, I proceeded to tell everybody what had taken place with the lady at work. I wanted to get their opinion as to if they thought I was out of line and if it was unprofessional. I listened to everybody's side of the story, and I'm glad I did because their opinions really mattered, and it opened my eyes. The waitress came back to the table a short time later to check on us and make sure everybody's food was okay, see if we needed refills or if there was anything else we wanted. Before she ended up leaving, she said, "Honey, I hope you have a wonderful day." Now, my son and I have a very busy day ahead of us, and unfortunately I was trying to get everything done in a timely manner, and I was rushing just a little bit. So our next destination was to go to Kroger's to pick up just a few groceries that were on our list. As we were done and I was going to the checkout lane, I didn't realize I had accidentally cut somebody off until my son had pointed it out to me. I turned around and apologized to her and said, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I cut you off. Here, please go ahead of me." She said, "Honey, you have no idea what it's like to have 5 kids at home, and I'm in no hurry to get back to them. Please go ahead." Well, I thanked her. As I was paying for my groceries and we were getting ready to leave, I turned around, apologized again, thanked her, and told her I hoped she had a wonderful day. So now our next step was to go to the gas station directly next door. I'm outside pumping gas. I'm talking to a gentleman right beside me. He was extremely polite. He addressed me as ma'am. Well, unfortunately, I'm one of these people who have to have a receipt for my gas. Not sure why I do it. I've never needed it in the past, and it's not like I use it. Well, the same thing happened to him. He needed a receipt, and neither one of our machines had printed them out. So now we're both at the window standing in line to get our printout. When I was done, I turned around. I said, "I hope you have a wonderful afternoon." He said, "You too, honey. Enjoy this beautiful weather." Wow, it happened 3 times in one day while we were out to lunch, at Kroger's, and the gas station. I was addressed, "Honey, sweetie, darling." Again, it had me thinking. So now the weekend is over. Monday has come. We're back at work. I don't know how it happened. I really don't remember exactly what was said, but a customer said something to me, and it was either the word honey or sweetie, and I started laughing, as well as one of my coworkers who was beside me. And she looked at me and said, "What is so funny?" So both of us explained to her what had just taken place with the woman at work on Friday. She told me not to worry about it. Don't let that woman bother me. Some people are just like that. Well, then I started telling her the story about what happened at lunch, Kroger's, and the gas station. She reminded me, you just need to be yourself. Continue to be you, do what you do, and don't change for anybody. But I asked her, I said, shouldn't I, try to tone it down a little bit, especially in the workplace when I have found out that people are so offensive? She said, no, don't worry about them. They're the type that get butt hurt too easily. Just continue to do you. Over the course of the day, we heard those words a couple more times. And again, I'm sitting here thinking, what I did, was it really out of line? So I had brought it up to my boss and I asked him. He said, no, don't worry about it. It's just who you are. Everybody likes you. It's your personality. Don't worry about them. If they take offense, they take offense and it's on them. Okay, so Wednesday arrives and it's my night to go out with some friends and just hang out, have a few drinks, appetizers, and just get caught up on things. The subject was brought up about what happened with the lady at work and my encounters over the last couple of days. So I wanted to get everybody's opinion. But I had no idea the total strangers beside us were going to chime in as well. And I learned that night that for a stranger to talk to another stranger, call them honey, sweetie, darling, babe, any of those names, that it is very insulting. You're patronizing those people. You're acting like you're superior to them. And no, it is not appropriate. Now, of course, my friends were the ones to take my side and agree with me. But hearing the locals, a complete stranger, chime in and tell me, no, it's not professional. Yes, you are patronizing them. You're insulting them. You're downgrading them. I'm like, holy crap. Now I'm back to square one. So guys, in your honest opinion, when you call somebody honey or sweetie, do you think that you're degrading them? You're insulting them? Do you take it as a compliment or do you brush it off? You don't even think about it. You are not going to believe what just happened to me. So I was in the store trying to purchase something. Unfortunately, the item I was looking for did not match any of the shelf tags that were in the general area. So I had no idea how much it truly cost. In my mind, I'm thinking it's $29.99, but I don't want to get up to the register and then it'd be, say, $69.99. So I walked a couple of aisles over and I found an employee who was stocking the shelves. And I asked her, I said, excuse me, ma'am, but there's an item over here I'm wanting and unfortunately I don't know the price. Is there any way you can help me? She says, sure, let's go on over there. So she walks over, she starts looking. She can't find the shelf tag that matches the item as well. So I apologized to her. She said, honey, you're fine. Let me go get my gun and I'll be right back. And I just started laughing. Her gun. So I'm assuming that's the Telzon gun where she scans to get the correct price. But the point of my story is she called me honey. So there we go. Okay, so I'm leaving the store and I have a cart full of bags. It's actually overflowing. Then I'm walking to my car and there's 3 gentlemen walking towards me. And as we got closer, one of them said, hey, darling, do you need any help with those? Now, that could have been interpreted 2 ways. A, was he being friendly and kind of flirting with me? Or B, was he being sincere and offering to help me since I was by myself and had a cart full of items? Well, anyways, before I had a chance to politely decline, there was a woman behind me who hollered his name and said, would you quit harassing the young lady and leave her alone? So one of the other gentlemen said, ma'am, my apologies. I said, no need to apologize. You gentlemen enjoy the rest of your day. So I get to my car and I proceed to start putting the bags in the back seat. And the woman walks up to me and she said, did your mother ever teach you not to talk to strangers? Okay, it kind of caught me off guard. Where did that just come from? But I didn't say anything. She said, ma'am, this part of town you're in, you need to be cautious and careful. You don't want to talk to strangers. I could tell you right now, those 3 young men did not have the best intentions. And I thanked her for her concern. I appreciate it, and I hope she has a wonderful day. So I get in my car, and I'm thinking, wow, not the best part of town. This is 1 mile from my house. But the point of my story is, I was addressed darling. It doesn't matter if they were flirting with me or if they were being sincere, wanting to help me. But the point is, I was a complete stranger and they addressed me like that, and I was not offended. It's not like I'm addressing somebody sweetheart, babe, baby, baby doll, anything like that. It was just sweetie, honey, and occasionally darling. Someone pointed out to me that only people from the South use those words. That's their slang, their terms. Well, I'm here to tell you I am a woman from the South, and I grew up on those words, and I've always used those words. So I apologize to everybody for my future comments and references in these videos if I accidentally say sweetie, honey, darling. Please, I hope you don't take any offense. And thank you for joining us. Our next topic is going to be how to take care of a few things around the house. Just basic maintenance on things that we don't think about, like our washer and dryer. Please stay tuned. I'll see you soon. One more thing real quick. I promise this will be the end, but I've developed an awful headache, and all I wanted to do was get home, and I didn't feel like cooking dinner, so I rang to Wendy's. And the drive-through lane was insane, so I go inside. Thought this was funny, but now it's my turn. I get up to the counter. The young woman turns and looks at me. She said, "Hey, hun, what can I get for you?" I placed my order. So I scooted to the side, and I'm waiting for them to bring the order up to the counter. Gentleman comes over. He looks at me. He says, "Here you go, beautiful. Enjoy your afternoon." So you know what? A piss on that lady and me hurting her feelings. I'm sorry, but you really don't realize how many times people use those words until you start paying attention. And it's not just me. And I did not take offense to anything that anybody said, but I did find it pretty funny that it was used so many times today. All right, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Toodles!